Early bird gets the worm. Today on What's Next Garage, we got a Nissan Rogue 2016 that's getting a trailer hitch. Look at my new safety glasses. All right, tow hook, and there, yeah, we're good. This should be a pretty straightforward installation. 75902. So we're gonna remove these push pins to get this guard out of the way. Got one in there, right up in there. And we'll get this piece out of the way. And we'll go over here, and we'll get this piece out of the way. Push pins. Up here are threaded holes with the nut certs, with the welded nuts in them, which is pretty cool. And then over here, we're going to be taking out this tow hook with these two, and then these two right here, this guy and this guy. And then we'll be mounting it up there. Now, we may not even have to take the muffler down. Let's get going. So these are 18 millimeter up here. They are super fine thread though. Those are fine, pretty fine. And then we're gonna use this big, huge Milwaukee rip them out bolts, rip them out to take these off. We don't need much on them. This thing is hardly working. Wow, that baby is powerful. I'll probably balance that on one of my jacks. And it's a Draw Tite, tested tough. So I'm gonna get my hardware ready. And I'm gonna hold it up there and just get them started. Once I get these started, then I'll put the other bolts in with never sees on them. So I just gotta kind of hold it up there and get it ready to go. Put these in my pocket. So put a piece of hardware up on this side, just to keep it in line. You can see the bolt holes. Let's see if we can get this to stay somewhere. That's good. Oh, I guess they do go over all the way. Maybe I'll just crease that piece of tin a little bit to give it some clearance. Yeah, I'll probably do that. I'll just squeeze that just to pull that, just a teensy weensy bit. So we're just gonna go right here. This back piece, and I push it up, is actually notched out pretty nice for this to there. So that muffler hanger rubber thing is notched out there. So they really thought of everything. We just have this little bit of tin work here. So I'll get a pliers and we probably can make pretty short work of that. And that's all it took. It was just that little bit. So if we look, now our bolt holes line up perfectly. And let's see if that exhaust can get out of the way. Well, trust me, that one's perfect as well. All right. So because those threads were so rusty, we're gonna run in and kind of just make sure that they're cleared out. So we get all the rust out of there. They're M12. Lots of rust in there. But if I can spin it up there by hand, we're gonna be in pretty good shape. I think what I'm gonna do is put a little power to that though. This whole job could get exciting if I break this tap off. Oh, that's backward. Perfect. So they were really rusty. So now we'll get them installed. And these washers, so these washers are actually curved. So they're actually like a Bellevue washer, and they have these little knurls on there. So this is like a lock washer that locks under tension. So when you take that curve out of there, its natural tendency is going to want to be pushed against the head of the bolt. So when you run this up, these little guys bite in, and then this curve gets flattened out, and then you have the tension from that curve pushing against there, and that locks her in. So we're gonna get some never sees on these threads, start running them up. Now these we don't have to chase because they're beautiful. These actually still have the factory paint on them. All right, so I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna tighten these to 90 to 95 foot-pounds. I think that's gonna be super plenty. I always say the longer the extension, the further away from your work you can get. Who doesn't like to be far away from work? There's 90. So the customer says it's okay to modify, so we're gonna go in here. We're gonna kind of get this close. So we know it's gonna be up in here, and we see that it's hitting right along here. So our first cut is going to be right along, well here we don't need to cut. So right in here, so we're just gonna extend. We're gonna take this from here over, and then we're probably gonna just come down about there, and then we will come this way. We'll come straight this way. So that's going to be our first cut is going to be in this fashion, and we'll go cut that now. All right, so we made our necessary trims. Let's see what we can do. Oops, it's gotta go this way. Look at that. There it is. That's beautiful. That's really nice. All right, let's get that installed. So this guy is going to go, oh, this one doesn't need to be modified. This one is okay, there's enough room. Yep, enough room on this side. So this is the 2016 Nissan Rouge Draw Tite trailer hitch install. And everything looks really good. This side did not need to be modified for that guard. This side did need to be modified right here so it could clear that. I'm a little bit far this way, but I mean, we'll be okay with that. Otherwise, it's in there nice. All good to go. So that's it. We're all done. And the beauty of this hitch is that if the customer wants to use it for hauling a trailer, all we gotta do is we gotta buy the 2016 Nissan Rogue light package or trailer lighting package. And it's a pretty easy breezy install. That's gonna do it for this episode of What's Next Garage. It looks pretty good with the bike rack installed on that receiver hitch. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. It is free. And have a great day.